Hey guys, this is Anthony Chancellor from Confidentpreneur. I have with me two amazing guests today. I've got Mr. Chung from Perfect Pairs and Ivan Chu from Improv Your Life. Welcome guys to the show.
Howdy.
Great, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, so today we're going to talk about relationships and dating because it's a very hot topic for a lot of people, and in developing self-confidence, it's one area where a lot of us need help. So these guys have a lot of experience with what they do, and we're going to bring you some interesting and riveting content coming up right about now. Let's start from right from the top. What is speed dating, and how can it help you with finding your match?
Okay, so in Mel words, I think speed dating is just a quick face-to-face way to have a conversation with someone and suss out if you feel that spark or that chemistry in the 5 or 10 minutes that you get to talk to them.
Yeah, I'll agree with that as well. And I guess nowadays we have so little time to actually go out there and spend time with that. Speeding makes sense as well because you're there, you meet a lot of people. It's a higher, I guess, return on investment, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is spark? How do you define spark, and how do you know when you have it?
For me, as I mentioned earlier, it's all about that conversation that you have with someone, and time just flies by. And so for me, that's kind of that spark that you can just talk for hours and hours, and you never get tired of talking to them. On top of that, I think the spark for me is a few things. I think that there's that conversation. There's also the intellectual, emotional, physical aspects that just kind of synchronize a little bit more, and you kind of feel like you're on the same wavelength with them.
I guess for me, spark is everything. I don't mean everything like because you don't have a spark, I don't want to talk to you. No, it's not much that. I guess spark for me is everything. It is that sexual chemistry, sexual tension. It is that intellectual thing as well. It is the love, it is spiritual, it is philosophical, it's all those. But to different degrees, different levels at one time. And I think some people you might feel more of a sexual chemistry with them, but intellectually they don't inspire you, but you still got the spark there. And some people, basically really whets your intelligence, right? Damn, they're really smart. Oh, what a brain! Right? But that's still a spark. If they don't do it for you sexually, the spark is still there as it is. And some people bond because they got similar spiritual or philosophical ideals, and that's a spark there. So I think nutting it down to spark where there's one thing is going to be a bit hard, and it doesn't injustice to what it is. And I think it's a lot about being there and understanding that connection. So I guess in a nutshell, spark to me is connection.
Cool. All right. Okay, this is a question from Wall of Time. Who pays on the first date?
I guess I'll jump in. Normally go ladies first, but you know what? I'll jump in.
Should we go halves?
Do you want to go halves? Yeah, so I guess normally that's the case, right? So I would generally pay. If I enjoy the date, generally enjoy the date or want a second date, I'll pay for it. I insist I'll pay for it, right? If they insist that if they would offer to pay, I'll go, listen, I enjoy spending time with you. I'll pay for the first round. Second time round, you can pay, right? Because I guess that brings us back that if they want to catch up, yeah, they'll catch up. But I guess how I've always seen it is that if you go halves and everybody pays halves, it's basically just like sayonara.
So you don't like halves?
I would like, no, sorry, don't get me wrong. I like the girl to offer to be half.
Okay.
Right? If for me, if the date went really crappy, yeah, she was go halves. Right? Okay. But if the date went well, and I want to find out more about the person, I go, yeah, sure. Well, don't worry. I've got this covered. Next time, you'll get the next one, and we'll go Tetsuya. That's all. Yeah. But that's my thing.
Okay. So for myself, I've got got two perspectives. So I'll share my perspective first. I'm all about equality. So I will guarantee always offer to pay half, and if they decline to half and pay for the dinner, I will kindly offer, pending I like that person enough, I'll go, hey, I'll grab dessert then.
Yeah, that's right.
And yeah, you get a time extension, you know. But if not, I'll be like, I've offered, you decline, we're just going to leave it there possibly. Maybe a second date, but maybe not. Yeah. So that's what I would do, and I firmly believe in equality, and I like to be consistent. So for me, I like to go halves, or at least try to establish equality from the start. I have other girlfriends who do share views about equality, but they also want chivalry. So they feel it's a nice gesture for the guy to pay on the first date, and thereafter they will go halves. But they want the guy to be chivalrous enough to offer, to pay.
And as a guy, it would be nice if the girl offered, because we're 21st century. So.
I'm a really straightforward person. I would, if you're really unsure, I'd be like, hey buddy, time out. You know, let's just clarify. Are you the type of guy who, you know, expects me to offer to pay half but not really mean it? Or are you the type of guy who really just wants to pay on the first date? And then thereafter, on the second date, that's just me. I would be like, what's the rules here? Because everyone's got a different set of rules.
I would just run off. Not run off. I'll just run with it. I'll just go, you know what, I guess this comes back down to everybody's individual, right? If there is that clash already, right? If there's that clash already that I'm going to pay the first date, right? It's nice being offered, but I don't give the first date. And if Mel's going, hell no, I'm going to pay it half, right? Right? Obviously, there's a clash there already, right? So maybe there is a second date. No, maybe there's something. You know what I mean? So, but I guess it's individual. It's an individual thing. That's life. There is no short answer to everything. So people are people.
And how can improv? What is improv, and how can it actually help you develop your confidence and in relationships?
For most people, when you say improv, if they don't know what it is, the people that do know what it is, they tend to relate it back to the comedy shows, like Who's I Say Anyway, Thank God You're Here, and so forth. So they go, we need to be funny. It's not so much that. Improv is about making stuff on the spot. It's about being accepting and nurturing, and also being collaborative, and having the confidence and having that fear of failure gone, right? Because if you have the fear of failure, it's going to inhibit you a lot of things. That's what basically improv is. A lot of people don't realize that. And by doing improv, and also using improv in a relationship, whether established or whether it's just blossoming, it's a lot of the times you're getting feedback. You're getting body language feedback. Like right now, Mel's really listening, right? And it's good. It's nice to be heard, listened to. Okay. But the same thing as well. So I need to be open to any suggestions, any offers, so to speak, improv speak offers. It's just giving off, so that I know what to do, what to talk about. I guess as an example, when I ran my first workshop, I had a guy come in and ask for feedback later on, and he said, you know what, I asked him what's the biggest takeaway he had, and he said the biggest takeaway he had was that he had to understand that the most important person in the scene, I said before, the most important person in the scene, partner. Because before that, every time I went home and to his wife, he'll complain about his work and stuff, and he always wondered why doesn't his wife, listen to him and so forth. But then he started asking after the improv class, started asking himself, well, how am I making her feel good? How am I making her feel special? So all simple things. All he basically did was ask how her day was. She started opening up. He started talking, proper talking, right? Talking with each other, not to each other. And so far from my understanding, keep in touch with him once a bit, it's going well. So if that can happen in an established relationship, imagine that first instance when you're using that to talk to someone you don't know.
Fantastic. So, Melly, so why why did you create Perfect Dates, and why do you continue to do it?
Yeah, I had a bit of a history with, I had 9 months where I was single, and I tried every single thing on the market that I could think of, you know, the online dating, the triple blind dating, the...
Triple blind dating?
Triple blind dating.
Wow.
I got triple blind stood on,
Oh.
but that's okay. Yes. Apart from that, I just tried all the means that, you know, I had out there for me, and I started to ask some of my friends that were in long-term relationships or were married, how did you meet your partner? And they'd always say, you know, I met them through friends. I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds great. How do I meet more single friends that are friends of my friends? And I had so many single girlfriends, and no one seemed to have a lot of guy friends. And I went, this is you know, ridiculous. Let's try getting an event together where we just, you know, put all the single people we know in a room, and let's just see what happens. And we tried that, and there was 60-ish people there, and we were just like, oh my goodness, we have to do this again. Did it again, and there were about 70, 75 people. And we were like, all right, this is gonna keep happening. Yeah. So
you're being Cupid?
Well, yeah, I guess so. We're just rounding up all the single people. Is that Cupid? I don't know.
Cupid facilitator.
Yes.
Love. That's right.
I'm a farmer.
Farmer.
Like,
love farmer.
Love farmer. That's right.
Cool. Sounds very successful, and that's amazing. So tell us, have there been success stories from these events?
I'm delighted there have been. There's been 7 relationships to date, so I've officially ran 6 events, so about 1 each month I try to do. So we've had 7 relationships. I guess the most successful events have tended to be the speed dating events. So I guess there was a lot of feedback from people originally. They're like, there's so many people here, but I just want to sit down and talk to them. Like, I don't get that. I feel that rude. I don't want to be that rude person that kind of intercepts this conversation. I just want to sit down and have a chat. And that's where the paired speed dating events started. And they've been the most successful stories, in my opinion. Yeah.
No, I was going to say, I think this is about that one-on-one. The one-on-one bond is more, for lack of a better word, genuine versus the one where it's basically you're talking to a number of people.
Yes.
Because you're not just concentrating on them and their interests, but you're going, hey, this is me. Please vote for me. So that's how I find it anyway.
And I think it's a fair dink and go for both parties. I mean, let's contrast speed dating with picking up someone at the bar, for instance. You know, it's loud, it's crowded, it's pushy, there's people everywhere vying for everyone else's attention. But this speed dating, it's small, it's communal, and it's a bit more fair dinkum. It will be 5 minutes that we will have a chat and give each other a fair go to
equal